way too big for anything I have to glaze, but I've been talking to this customer. I'm not trying to get a full dip. We never were trying to get a full dip of this glaze, and it's good. I'm doing linen, but we're doing sort of side dips. So, but it doesn't fit again in anything. So what I've already done with this is I took my linen glaze, which again, I don't even have very much of it, and I poured it into here. And I was able to get, this is just a sample, the lid of that and a little bit of that interest. So now, and I have it in this because it's just easier to move it around. I've got water in here to sort of demo what I'm trying to do. So we'll take this piece, and I'm trying to get petals to go down the side. And I'm gonna cover that up. So there's water in here, and it's gonna be a lot drippier than the glaze. That's what I'm going for.
Oh, that's
so
cool, like petals instead of the solid like that.
Yeah, like she originally wanted one big thing. I was like, nope, I can't do that. And then we talked about these little drippy things. But she's got to build a stand for it. I was like, it's not going to work. So we've just been kind of communicating about this beast, these two beasts, and she's great to work with. So that's what, I just did water as a demo because I kind of get one chance with this thing. So I'm going to empty this water back into here. Just to get rid of it. And I've got this tub on a slant. And I like having this because that helps me think through, like, do I want it slanting this way or that way? So I think I want it slanting so that the glaze collects there. Plus, it gives me a lot higher level rather than having it flat.
Yeah,
Fill the whole thing. All right. Stirring this up. So sometimes you just run into something where your piece is too big or the glaze is too shallow, and you have to find some other container that will help you get where you want to get. Sometimes you have to completely rethink your glazing design because of that. So, but I just want to emphasize that once you start using containers, you got to try and get all that glaze back in here. It doesn't get just, you know, washed down the, put into the dregs. All right, I think this is stirred enough. Here's my little work surface. There's little chunks in the bottom.
It's hard to get that little edge with the brush.
Yeah, it is. I got some different kinds of brushes for that recently. Well, how the hell am I going to do this?
Well,
I need a small, clean container. Sure.
Sure. Now that's.
Thank you. All right. No longer a food item. I'm doing this because I really need all the glaze I can get, so. And luckily, being linen, it's there's not a lot of colorant oxide, so I'm going to go ahead and use my hands. You know, I don't necessarily do that with cobalt or copper glazes, but you know, there's worse things out there these days, so.
True.
You know what I mean? Okay. All right. aside. Put all the things aside that I don't need now. Okay. So many parts. All right, I gotta keep it stirred, obviously. I should probably keep this down. Because you know how fast things settle out, some glazes more than others. Alright, now, I have drawn with pencil kind of my target. I'm just going to do one petal right now. I might do this later for somebody else, but just going to try and nab that one. I should do that one.
And leave your top the way it is.
And leaving the top, yeah. I don't mind. She didn't need it perfectly even, which impossible,
right?
Of course. And linen does not tend to melt much, so things will be pretty obvious. I'm actually going to do this smaller one just because I'm trying this out. So my water goes like, it's kind of at an angle. So here, maybe you guys can help me think this through. Is that the angle that I want?
No, I think you want the back end up more.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah, you want the back end up.
Getting...
Oh, the back end of this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that, I want the thicker stuff at that side. Just go around here.
Still have your
Yeah,
your
no.
thing in there.
Huh? Yes, thank you.
Brush.
Thank you.
I can't tell if you can see it or not.
Thank you. Okay, last minute stir. All right, wish me luck. Clean my hands. So hard to see that petal, but, and I'm gonna cover this because I don't want it to go inside.
That's going to be tricky, isn't it? To
Oh,
see
this
it?
whole thing has been tricky, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Feels like it's getting too far down. So, oh, that looks pretty good.
Perfect.
That looks good.
Don't want it to drip. Well, I certainly don't want it to drip that way. Oh, thanks, Matt. Yeah, I'm kind of off, but
It looks great.
yeah. And then I'll probably end up doing other petals. All right.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
So once it stops dripping, and set it aside, turn it around. All right, so the next thing I would do is either do the rest of them, but I'm gonna clean this. Let's not put this on the video, but every last little bit, you know, should get into this, so you reserve all
After
this
you
glaze.
dumped it back in.
After I dump it back, yeah, I'll dump it back in there.
Yeah.
Clean it all out, squeeze it in there, or you know, maybe squeeze it in there if you had a clean rag. So, and yes, thank you for watching.
Sure. Our pleasure. I love that. That's
Thanks for being
really
here
cool.
for moral support too.
Hey. We're here for you.
How many do you think you'll be able to do? 3 or 4?
Petals?
Yeah.
Trying to go for an asymmetrical look. Probably do another. I'm gonna keep one kind of short. I kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have to redraw my pencils because I feel like I landed in between two.
Did you?
Yeah, and I actually, as I was opening this, so there's no base on this, I could have drawn that on the inside because I could see what was happening there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or I could have someone say,
yeah, I was going to say, if someone came up and looked right, like,
yeah,
down low to see.
this thing has been very much a team effort. So
Yeah.
Well, you don't even have to, if you draw it on the outside, you could just draw a line on the bottom that shows you where that is.
oh,
or
just
a line opposite of it on the outside that you can see.
Yeah.
In other words, you have a line here, you've got your things here, so if you have that on top, you know that your petals are underneath.
yeah.
That's a thought.
Yeah.
It's a cool look.
I like Thanks, y'all. Okay, we're done. Well, we're not done. You're done. I'm not done.
So we're heading back in.